Hello, welcome back to Let's Fly Kerbal Space Program. Okay, so what was happening last time? We have the Prospector 2. Let me get this guy here. Prospector 2 is orbiting the moon. Miguel Kerbalnaut is, let's dismiss that window. Miguel Kerbalnaut. He is our kerbalnaut in command of Prospector 2. He hasn't been thrilled with his life so far. He's feeling kind of mellow now. His mission to locate a good landing spot to set up a moon base for research of whatever is emitting these muons is suspected to be the counterpart to the monolith, which was earlier found on the lawn of Kerbal Space Center, but which is now inert. We also have up here orbiting the moon the Mapper, unmanned probe. There it is, unfolding its. Every time you focus to it, it has to unfold its solar panels again. Whatever glitch was happening with the mapper, it has been corrected. So we have a pretty good, a fairly complete map of the moon, including, where we go, artifact positions. We found pinpointed the locations of several more of these artifacts. Still, the goal for this mission, we're going to take a look at this one by the pole. Just the fact that it's very, very close to the South Pole that makes it seem like it has a good chance of maybe being slightly more significant. It's also one of the first ones that we pinpointed. Anyway, the decision has been made. That's where we're going. This mission can only investigate one site, and that's it. Take a look at the map down here, this other map view. Let me see here. Yeah, so south. And we've got these three craters here, which you can barely see in the shadow. And the site that we're looking for is very close. If you draw a line from this middle crater to the South Pole, it's a little off to one side. It's closer to the pole than it is to the crater. So it'll be right around there. Okay. Still, it's fairly low resolution. It's kind of a big dot. A big dot in a small map. It's not really too exact, is it? But that's why we've got the short-range muon detector. Okay, so yeah, that's the mapper. Let's go over to Miguel. Come on. Yeah, I have to dismiss that window every time. So okay, so what do we got? We've got this rover. We still have a little bit of fuel left in this tank with our transmuter injection burn engine. Still have a little bit of that one left over. And we have a lot of fuel in the rover. We got 5 fuel tanks and 1 tiny little engine. And this is actually the stock engine, the stock lander, smaller engine. And that thing in the last update, its thrust got pretty seriously nerfed. It pushes very gently, but it also just sips the fuel. I'm expecting that we're going to have to do like a very long, slow, careful burn rather than, attempting to decelerate at the last second, because I suspect that this engine will probably need like several minutes to slow this buggy down for a landing. You set to do this, Miguel? Y'all happy? You ready to go? Miguel's happy. He's ready to go. Hey, he doesn't look happy yet. He will be. I hope. He's our reluctant kerbalnaut. Okay, well, let's start setting up for a landing, dude. Point it right here. Lock it in place. SAS, and let's burn. Let's go, Miguel. Burning right now. Let's shift our map view to the moon. And killer thrust right there. Okay, that's good. A little sliver of fuel left in that tank. Let me see. I also want to... Here, let's roll this thing over. Let's think about this. I need to adjust my path sideways a little bit. As right now it's aiming more or less right at the pole, but I want to be to one side of it a little bit. So let's think on this here. About what direction do I need to burn to correct that? Okay, let's point it right there. So we're pointed pretty much directly retrograde. And I want to go relative left. which means I need to point the engine bell relative right. Yeah, that makes sense. And also up a little bit so as not to shrink so as not to bring that point too low. Yeah, right about there. See, did I figure that out correctly? Yep, that is moving in the correct direction. That's very good. And it stops burning. Okay, so this tank is done. We set the stage. Yes, we are set the stage. Get rid of that. Thrust just a little bit more to get clear. Okay, so now we're just on the rover, just on the lander. Let me see. I want to move those sideways a little bit more. Let's move like that. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Maybe sideways a little bit more. I'm just kind of guessing. Yeah, I haven't, I play the game whenever I'm not recording. I have been to the moon a few times, but really just a handful of times. I'm not like some of you guys are just real pros at it. It's still an adventure for me. I am not an old hand, old experienced, old salty dog at this whole moon trip thing. Okay, do some burning here. I'm watching that apoapsis. I'm also watching how far this path goes. I want my projected path to the projected touchdown spot to be like past actual landing zone, so I can finish up, with by moving just straight vertical at the end. I want to come above it, a few kilometers above, and then drop straight down on it. Okay, this works. Yeah, I can see even with all that burning that we just did on that lander engines, barely touched the fuel on these 4 tanks, and hasn't even touched that 5th tank in the middle. And there's our spent stage going away. Our spent fuel tank. Miguel, very mellow. He was freaking out earlier, but he's I think he's being more professional now, so that's good. So since the last time I recorded, I watched the whole thing. I stayed up all night and I watched the Curiosity landing. I mean, obviously I didn't watch the landing itself. I watched the coverage, the live feed from the Jet Propulsion Laboratories and NASA Mission Control. Was that exciting? That was exciting. I cried with happiness and joy when I saw how happy they were about having accomplished such a great thing. That is something worth crying with happiness about. That's not like some silly sports. You see people get all excited about, their team chased and ran after a ball like a dog, and they start crying with happiness about that. That's just ridiculous. But these guys, they put their minds to use, and they've created something truly magnificent for the benefit of us all. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And there's our spent stage about to crash down. Yep, and there it goes. Okay. I remember reading on one of the moon missions, one of their first missions they put on the moon. It had this little package of scientific instruments, including various earthquake meters, seismeters. Is that what you call those? Anyways, and then they were going to measure. They're going to measure the vibrations, the impact from a subsequent mission's. One of their spent stages crashing into the surface of the moon. They're going to detect the vibrations of that in order to learn about the composition of the moon underneath the surface, which is a good idea. And they were very, very surprised because the spent stage crashed into the surface of the moon. They detected the vibrations, and then the vibrations just kept going on and going on and going on. They compared it to if you rang a bell. And instead of the bell, And if the bell just kept on ringing for like several minutes after you hit it instead of a few seconds. So the moon surprised him. Yeah, this is working very nicely. Just making little adjustments to my path. Yeah, when I get about this point, I want to be just doing pure vertical, but not before I get there. Yeah, everything moving according to plan. No surprises. I like it when there are no surprises. If I can... If I take a look this direction, where are those three? Okay, there's 1, 2... Yeah, there's the 3 craters. Good. 1, 2, and 3. So I should be able to see... Oh, there's the actual pole itself right there. Okay, that's good. It's amusing to me to think that many people have already been here and have already for themselves located and found these artifacts, the monolith, found the landing spot. And you're watching this series, you're listening to me talk, and you already know more about what I'm going to find than I do, because I've very deliberately avoided a whole bunch of spoilers myself. I imagine there's probably stuff I'm screwing up and cussing me out for it. But that's okay. Yeah, it's amusing to me. I like it. Let's go more this direction. Yeah, let's try to set up for... Let's go vertical now. Yep, that looks pretty vertical to me. Just going to lock that in place and continue slowing. Actually, I suppose I could shut it off for now. We'll drop down a little bit lower. Yeah, okay. Okay, get the camera lined up there. That makes sense. Okay, at this point, let's go ahead and stick those landing legs out. Very noisy. Hey, check out Miguel. Miguel is happy. All right, all right. Okay, yeah, stick the landing. Let's turn the lights on, because it looks like we're going to be landing in some shadows. Oh, it looks kind of like a hilly region down there, dudes. It could be interesting trying to find a flat spot, couldn't it? Huh. Okay, okay. Let me see. Wow, let's do some more burning. Our descent is going kind of fast there, and our engine doesn't change it all that fast. Let's try and keep this thing to... Yeah, let's slow it down below like 50 meters per second. Oh, wow, that's moving... That's changing slowly. Yeah. Yeah, we're dropping fast. Okay. I bet you I almost waited too late. I don't think I waited too late. I think we can, but like almost too late. Yeah, Miguel, he's happy. Look at that. He's, okay, I guess yeah, he's happy about coming down here. Maybe Miguel just isn't much of a pilot. He's not one for the whole flying. He didn't like the launch. He didn't like traveling here. But now that we're looking at a landing, and I think Miguel is an explorer. That makes sense. That, yeah, he is happy about, he is going to, you realize he's actually going to be the first Kerbal to set foot on the moon. I mean, Bill, Jeb, and Bob, they may have flown here, but they did not ever get out of their vehicle. He's going to be the first. So that's Miguel's deal. Yeah, he's not so much about the flying, but he wants to get out there and explore. So he's happy about being here. Okay, it's cool. I can relate to that. You know, I can respect that. Miguel and I can be friends. I really wish we could slow down faster than this. Come on. 60 meters per second and dropping. Oh, I hope I didn't wait too late and start doing this serious burn. I'm kind of worried about that. Okay, start to see the first little sparkles of some rocks and stuff down there. 50 meters per second and dropping. Coming up on 14 kilometers altitude. Tell you what, we'll take it down to, say, 25 meters per second, and then I'll throttle down. We'll try to hold it at 25 meters per second till we get just a few kilometers up. Okay, here we go. Here's a landing. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous. I'll tell you, I haven't done a whole lot of these. I tend to play around with the airplanes and space planes a whole lot more than I actually do the moon stuff. So far, anyways. Maybe in the course of this chapter and the next one, that's probably about to change, isn't it? Okay, this is cool. This is smooth, no surprises. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I can see some of the terrain around there. I probably shouldn't have moved the camera. I'll just put it back where it was. There we go. Is that... Oh, see? I went and confused myself. Here we go. 6 kilometers, which that's, I don't know, that's like the relative, that's 6 kilometers above the average height of the moon. That's not actually how far I am above this particular terrain. This could be plus or minus a couple kilometers, you know? Let's slow it down to 20 meters per second at this moment. Okay, let's keep it at 20 for a little bit. Actually, we're starting to be able to pick out some details of individual rocks. Let's go ahead and slow it down to 15 meters per second. There we go. Here's 15. Keep it vertical, guys. Yeah, this looks fairly flat here. Hard to estimate from right now. Still, yeah, plenty of fuel, plenty of fuel. Even in these 4, we've got a whole other tank left. Besides those 4. All right. Miguel's happy. He's doing all these system checks. He's looking around. Nothing's breaking. Nothing crazy is happening. Just nice, smooth, no glitches moon landing is what we're looking here for here, Miguel. Yeah, he's loving it. Okay, I'm going to slow down to 10 meters per second now. Because this says, yeah, this 3.6 kilometers, I think we're significantly lower than that. I think we're above a fairly elevated region of the moon here. It's my theory anyways. But then it's difficult to judge distances sometimes. Keep on slowing down a little bit more. Yeah, that rock is starting to look kind of detailed down there, isn't it? I think I'm starting to see some of the... Yeah, those are the effects from my spotlights hitting the ground. Let's slow it down to 5 meters per second. Pay extra close attention to keep things vertical now, because it'll want to kind of slide around. Okay, started to slow down too much, down to like 1 meter per second. Yeah, you can definitely see the effects of my lights hitting the ground. Okay, kind of nerve-wracking. Everybody just be very, very, very cool about this. Actually throttle down a little bit, descend a little bit faster, and keep it vertical. It looks like a smooth piece of ground. I like it. Not close to any large rocks. That's good. That's good. Still plenty of fuel left in the tanks. Everything's going beautifully. Miguel's smiling. Got lights on the ground. This is good. Throttle up a little bit more. Throttle up a little bit more. Okay, that's good. Keep it vertical. Keep it vertical. A little bit more. And throttle down some. And, okay, kill the engines. Good. Kill RCS. We are sliding. I guess I didn't, we're rolling downhill a little bit. Let me see, which button's the parking brake? Park. Okay. Okay, that's a landing. Miguel? Oh, now, I thought he'd be happy. He stopped being happy. I'm happy. Well, okay, he's just anticipating. Now, he's busy, he's doing all system checks and everything. Miguel, get out there. Do your big step, dude. Climb. Oh, almost forgot to extend the ladder. Teleus Mobility Enhancer. Almost did a pratfall, but I suppose that would have been the Kerbal way, but... Okay. Ta-da! Stand out here in the light. Guess who doesn't cast a shadow? And there's Miguel. First Kerbal on the moon. First to actually set foot. How do you feel about that, Kerbal? Miguel? Yeah, he's happy. Oof. Yeah, look out for that. It's okay. He's tough. He can take it. Test out your pack. See if that works. Yeah, that works. Okay. Excellent. All right. Okay. Hey. Oh, we need to test the muon detector, the short range muon detector. Oops. Come on. Get back there. He jumps up and he grabs a ladder and board. Well, isn't that gratifying? Okay. Short range muon detector says that we are within range of a muon emitting artifact of some sort. All right. I'm going to stop recording now. And we're going to consider how best to start driving around a search pattern. And we're going to figure out exactly where this monolith is. Miguel, I'm happy for you, dude. Here, let's retract that ladder. Oops. Not that one. Come on. Retract the ladder, I said. It doesn't want to let me retract the ladder. There we go. So you don't drag it on the ground. Okay. Success. Miguel's done great things. Prospector 2 works. The Valkyrie system, getting it in orbit, that worked. The muon detector, both muon detectors, those both work. Good things are coming. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.